So welcome guys, this is the fourth episode of how to build a website on one tutorial. In this episode I'm showing you guys how to install WordPress. So in the previous episode we downloaded WordPress. So in this episode we'll be installing WordPress onto our computer. Now to install WordPress you need to follow all of the steps which I'll show you. So as soon as you've downloaded WordPress, you should find it in your downloads directory. In that directory there should be a zip file. So you unzip the file and you're left with this folder. It's going to be exactly like this depending on the version of WordPress which you downloaded. My version is 4.9, so that's what is next to the WordPress folder. Anyway, so you open up this folder after you've extracted it and you find another WordPress folder. So it's the inner one we're interested in. So you have to copy that folder, copy the folder, and then you go to your Windows drive. That is your Windows drive. Go to your Windows drive, and in the first episode we downloaded XAMPP, and I expect you have installed XAMPP by now. So if your XAMPP installation was successful in your Windows drive, there's going to be a XAMPP folder. So that's the folder we're interested in. So you want to open up that folder, open up the folder. In that folder there's going to be htdocs folder. You want to open up htdocs. So in htdocs folder you paste the WordPress folder which you copied. As soon as you pasted it, that's exactly what it should look like. I have pasted mine. So after you've done that, we're done with the first step. So the second step of the installation. So for the second step, you want to open up the WordPress folder and the htdocs directory folder, I guess. So in there you find a bunch of files and couple of other folders. So the file we're interested in is the wp-config sample.php. So take note of this. If you have downloaded WordPress as a fresh package and you have followed all of the steps which I have showed you, when you open up this folder, you find this file wp-config, but it's going to be called wp-config sample. In my case, it's called wp-config because I've renamed it already. I renamed it rather, and the reason I renamed it is because that is part of the installation procedure. So I've installed mine already, so I would not want to go back to that. I would not want to go back over that step again. So I'm just going to explain what I've done here. So I'm going to quickly open up this file wp-config in my text editor. Mine is bracket. You can use whichever you prefer. Alright, this wp-config file, I repeat again, it's going to be called wp-config sample for your case since it's fresh. So you find a bunch of functions right below the comment section, and these functions are basically asking for you to input a database name, a database username, and a database password. So how do you get this credentials, these values which you'll be entering into these functions? Simple. You go into your XAMPP php-admin and create a database with a username and a password. That is it, simply. You go into your XAMPP php-admin, create a database with a username and a password. As soon as you've done that, you come back into this file, enter the username here, the database name and the password. When you do that, you will then save the file as wp-config. That is, when you save it, you rename it to wp-config, get rid of the sample hyphen after the config. Once you've done that, step 2 is completed to step 2, which is the final step of the installation. So I'm going to launch XAMPP for step 3. By the way, I pinned XAMPP to my tags bar, so it's up to you to do whatever you want to do. So let's just hold on a few. Let's just wait for XAMPP to load. It has to load. I have to be certain it is running. So this window should pop up if your XAMPP application is running, and on this window you want to start Apache and MySQL. But these are the two modules we're interested in, because these are the modules required to run a web server, a website rather. This Apache is the server, MySQL is the database. So you don't have to worry about the rest. Don't plant files when I'm not you're only interested in Apache and MySQL. So you want to start both of them and ensure they're up and running as soon as you certify they're running, and when you know they're running. Basically, when you start, stop, that's it. You can now launch your web browser, whichever it is you use. I use Google Chrome. I'm using it. Alright, so cool. So basically, this is the final step of the installation, and from this point forward, you can actually figure out the rest of the installation. It's actually going to be very easy to understand from this point forward. That's what I mean. So you want to type localhost in your browser bar / the name of the folder, that is the WordPress folder, the one you put in your ht-docs folder, if you remember correctly. So that is it. So as soon as you've done this, you want to press enter. I will not press enter because I've installed mine. So if I hit enter, the interface that will pop up is going to be different from that which will pop up in your case, because mine is installed, yours is not installed. So when you hit enter, a form should pop up that is going to request for, the form will be requesting for some credentials which you fill and carry on with your installation. So good luck guys, this is the end of the fourth step, which is the installation of WordPress. I hope your installation is successful. I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we will be installing a theme onto our WordPress system. This theme will determine what your website looks like. So goodbye guys.